Welcome to the second episode of Connection Requested. I'm Mark Tweddle, the co-founder of You Tell Yours, where we create online events to help your team show up fully. I've still no idea where this podcast is going to lead. All I do know for certain is that I want to have stronger connections on LinkedIn. And the best way to create that connection, that human understanding, is through the storytelling exercises that we developed for our team events. As ever, I don't want to talk too much, because I want these episodes to focus on listening to the guest. So it's the same question as last time, but this time with a new guest. What happens if you give someone 2 minutes to tell the story of their name with no preparation? No one else can tell that story better than them.
My last name, Borza, is originally a Polish or Czech heritage name. And unfortunately, my dad, his parents, they're all passed on. So I haven't ever had a chance to find out really what it means or where it came from. I do know that it was a much longer name, and my grandparents on my father's side were the first in their family to be born in America. So when their parents came over, it was a different name and it was much longer. They basically came to Ellis Island and someone was like, oh, this big, long, gobbledygook name, we'll just cut it. So like the Borza part was the beginning, but I have no idea what the whole rest of it was. So that's my last name. Shane comes from both my parents liking the name, but they also really liked that it wasn't as common. And of course, because of the famous Western movie, Shane, everyone assumes that I was named because of that. And that's one of the few movies or TV shows or anything, you don't hear the name Shane very much, but that's actually the reason why they made me Shane, is because it wasn't as common. And the other thing that I really like is Shane and Borza are both kind of short, kind of unusual. They're both 5 letters. They both have 2 consonants. They both have 2 vowels. They both start in a consonant and in a vowel. So it seems kind of very balanced in a way. I don't ever have anyone remark on that, but I just kind of like the system almost. I think my parents did completely by accident. But so I keep wanting to embark on kind of the discovery of, well, what did Borza originally mean? I don't know anything about Poland or Czech. My grandparents' heritage is kind of like a mashup. So I don't even know if it's Czech or Polish. I just know they were Polish Czech, and that's it.
Thanks, Shane. Listening to that, did you get an idea of how Shane sees the world? Is he comfortable with uncertainty? Does he look for patterns? At least that's what I heard. And it's not what I've learned by looking at a LinkedIn profile. So that's why I'm making this podcast. I think you get a better read on a person from their stories than you ever will from their social media profiles or resumes. So in this episode, I'm going to share a different exercise that I had Shane try. I asked him to tell a 2-minute story starting with these 3 words. Last Friday, I. And again, with no preparation whatsoever.
So last Friday, I was on a friend's podcast show. She does Facebook Live video, and we met. We were both in the same coach program. She's a real interesting person because she loves all the kind of woo-woo, like new age life hacks and a kind of experimentation stuff, but she's a scientist. So she marries that kind of like critical thinking research part of her with the heartbreaking and, being open to the universe, manifestation and all that. And so we had this amazing chat for about an hour, and I had actually forgotten until now that I'm bringing this up. She's like, oh, I'll have the video up, next week. So I might even have the video up today. I don't know. So it was an interesting experience to be on the show because she came with some interesting questions and things I didn't think or associate with some of the kind of coaching things I was going to talk about for her community. But also I realized afterwards, I was like so kind of present that she's like, oh, we're almost out of time. And I was like, I don't even remember really what we talked about because we were like so in it that it was just flowing and going on. And I'm really glad that you're asking me, on Friday, I'm like, oh yeah, on Friday I was on that show and like, I remember I was on it, but that's about it. So I'm really excited to seek out the recording when she posts it and kind of listen to it again. I think that it's those connections that are really powerful. You might go in a different direction than you were thinking of, but you end up somewhere that's like really compelling. It makes for a great connection. So hopefully that'll happen to us every Friday.
Thanks, Shane. listening to Shane made me think about journaling and my complete inability to manage to do journaling. And it's made me think, I wonder, maybe it'd be easier for me to create a spoken journal. Though, actually, I think perhaps a white page is pretty much the same as an unpressed record button. So maybe scratch that idea. Do you feel like you're getting to know Shane? Like if you had a call with him, you kind of know in your heart of hearts how that call would go? I hope so. If nothing else, I hope that you've learned that Shane Borza is awesome. So, if you've liked this podcast, please share it, preferably on LinkedIn, and keep on having fun and making the best of connections.